Tonight, we've learned a hearing scheduled for tomorrow for a convicted murder might not happen because the case has been appealed to the Michigan Supreme Court. Robin Root is serving a life sentence for killing her landlord, Jana Kelly, back in 2007, but that conviction was overturned in September. 24 Hour News 8's Lindsay Macomo is in studio control with what we've learned.
Well, Heather, tomorrow there's supposed to be a status conference, which would be the first step towards a new trial for Root, but because the case has been appealed again, it is possible that that hearing doesn't happen. Now, we spoke to a legal expert about what could happen if a new trial is still ordered. In September, the Michigan Court of Appeals ruled that this 2015 interview should not have been allowed in court during Robin Root's murder trial because she admitted to killing Jana Kelly before investigators read Root her Miranda rights. We spoke to Cooley Law Professor Kurt Benson about the conviction being overturned.
Her comments are so powerful to the jury. Losing that powerful evidence is really quite a handicap for them. It's quite a disability for the prosecuting attorney.
Kelly went missing in December 2007. Investigators found her body 3 months later. It had been burned and dumped in an Ottawa County blueberry field. But Root didn't become a suspect until 2014 because cold case investigators realized DNA in the case was never tested. 24 Hour News 8's Marley Ginter spoke to her briefly after being convicted in 2015.
In the video, we heard you telling investigators that you basically admitted to this.
I admitted to an accident, not to premeditated.
Now that her admission is thrown out, the strongest evidence the prosecution has is Root's DNA, which was found in Kelly's car. Benson believes it's still a strong case, but says that it's possible the prosecution will argue a lesser charge, like second-degree murder or manslaughter, or be willing to make a plea deal.
What they're doing is they're trying to measure their chances of victory. And the prosecutor's chances have gone down, obviously, since part of their evidence has been thrown out. They might be more willing to talk. I can't blame the Court of Appeals for what it did. They were simply saying, please, you should have Mirandized her, but you failed to. And so I imagine the family is extremely frustrated, and it's just got to be devastating.
Now, as if this isn't devastating enough for Kelly's family, next week will be the 10-year anniversary of her death. We, of course, will be keeping an eye on what, if anything, happens tomorrow in court. We'll have any updates starting on WoodTV.com and on your 24 Hour News 8 at 5 o'clock. In studio control, Lindsay Macomo, 24 Hour News 8.